Good evening, everybody. Welcome to another edition of the Bat Around. I'm your host, Paul Valley. With me, as always, from Pigtown Sports, he is Zack Moore. The Bat Around tonight is brought to you by Help My Gambling Problem. If you or a loved one has a gambling problem, call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit helpmygamblingproblem.org for free confidential services. That's 1-800-GAMBLER or helpmygamblingproblem.org for free confidential services. Today's show also brought to you by Warnkin Law. When you need results in Baltimore, you don't play small ball. If you've been hurt in a crash, call 443-RESULTS or visit warnkinlaw.com. That's 443-RESULTS or visit warnkinlaw.com. Zach, we had a talk right before this Reds series. I said I felt a sweep coming on. You said you felt a little differently, that the Orioles hadn't really proved to you that they could go in there and do what they needed to do against the Reds. They were this close to getting that sweep against the Reds. They win 2 of 3. And you and I both agree, we talked about it a little bit before the show, that we're okay with today's loss. Today's loss is just one of those losses that happens in baseball. They didn't beat themselves. They didn't play a sloppy game. They were 2 for 6 with runners in scoring position. They left 9 on base, but they didn't really have too many opportunities, and they did come through, through a 333 clip, albeit a small sample size, but yeah. They played a good game, and sometimes the other starting pitcher is just better than yours. It's hard to say that when Bradish goes 7 2/3 innings, allowing 3 earned runs. And really, he was. That 5th inning, he threw 27 pitches. I don't think he had a 10-pitch inning before or after that, except for maybe that 8th inning. Bradish was absolutely phenomenal today. Yeah. Don't let the 3 runs fool you. He was an ace today. Yep. The bats just couldn't get it going, and they haven't been able to get it going against left-handed starters. I meant to pull those numbers up, but I got busy looking into something else. But we were talking about this a little bit before the show. This is the Orioles' softest stretch of their schedule, and even if it weren't, they're guaranteed at 42 and 49 to finish the first half, and I use quotes because the first half has already come and gone, but
right
to finish the pre-All-Star game half of the schedule, they're guaranteed to finish below 500.
Yeah.
Which is not a conversation after what they did this offseason that we expected to be having, but here we are. The Orioles are in do-or-die mode at this point. Yep. They've got to win they've got to win 2 of every 3 games, it feels like.
That's what sucks about a game like today, because like you said, they played well, and sometimes these games happen, but when you put yourself in such a hole like they have, you can't let them happen. But, I mean, you always have to be realistic, and they do happen in baseball, but time's running out to allow those kind of games to happen. They've got to find a way to come through, and I don't know what it is about left-handed pitching with this team. I really don't. I mean, in June, they're not very good. They've gotten better, but it's not great. And, like, when you look at runners in scoring position against a lefty, they're hitting 208 since June. It's not good. And part of me wonders, too, is I think we comfortably know who our best 9 or 10 hitters are.
Yeah.
Comfortably.
Yeah.
And they don't play often enough against lefties. And I understand it because, let me pull the player stats up, because some of the guys, it's ugly for some of them, even since June against lefties. But how are they ever going to get better? Like, if they're only facing a left-handed reliever here and there. I know some guys are kind of getting a little bit more opportunities, but, like, Basayo is hitting 083 since June against lefties, which I get. I mean, he's 2 for 24. Like, maybe you give him a little bit of a break. Like, that's fine. 10 Ks. Colton Cowser's kind of struggling. Holiday's gotten better, right? Because he's seeing them more. He's hitting 250, which is fine. He's 3 for 12. I like to see it. But how often is because we keep changing these lineups for these matchup lineups is because we can't beat left-handed pitching? Because you're not having your best 9 or 10 out there?
Yeah, well, and that's the thing. I get it, like you said. Basayo is hitting 083, you said, since June against left-handed pitching.
But he's still my best 9. Like, I'm going to put him out there regardless.
The dude has homered in back-to-back games. He should be in the lineup. He should be in the lineup today. Colton Cowser, a really terrible at bat by Jeremiah Jackson with the bases loaded. James Reckling said that. I agree. Every time I see
Jeremiah fastball in the first pitch, I think his at bat's over. almost every time.
100% agree, and the opposing pitcher knows that too. He's never met a pitch he doesn't want to swing at. There's a reason that they were willing to option him to the minors when Dylan Beavers came off the IL. Like, look, Jeremiah Jackson is a fine fringe roster player. He's fine, but in that situation, he comes up with a bases loaded big moment and he can't get it done. He's got 2 grand slams this year, but that was early in the year before they realized, don't throw this guy a fastball, you know? So you knew, when I saw it was Jackson at the play, I knew he wasn't coming through in that situation, you know? And especially because he just got back from the minors, which means he's probably going to be pressing, trying to make something happen to keep his roster spot up here. I agree with Andrew, who said Cowser should have played today. He has earned it with his defense alone. He's your best defender. He's your best center fielder. We saw him make Did he need to slide to make that catch yesterday on Eugenio Suarez? No, he didn't. But he did that slide.
I think it allowed him to get in a throwing position faster.
100%. He did that slide to get in a throwing position, but the wherewithal to know to do that and the ability to be able to do that and make that play happen. He's a phenomenal defensive outfielder, and he has light tower power. And if a lefty makes a mistake against him, he can make a lefty pay. You know, and I want to see the best 9 out there every day. And I go back to
even 10. I consider Blaze and Mayo against a lefty. Like I still would put Mayo in there. Like he's your best 10.
Right, and especially against left-handed pitching. And I go back to, I was talking with somebody about how the 97 Orioles are my favorite Orioles team of my lifetime. And every single day, you knew, and Eric Davis got colon cancer. But if Eric Davis hadn't gotten cancer, you knew that your outfield was left to right, Surhoff, Anderson, Davis. Your infield, third to first, was Ripken, Bordick, Alomar, Palmeiro, and you knew it was Hoyles behind the plate, and then Lenny Webster was going to come in and take over for him on the occasional off day. You knew who your starting 9 was every single day and who was playing where. You look at the 2012 to 2016 Buck Showalter-led Orioles, and you knew every single day that it was going to be Jones in center, Markakis in right, McLeod in left field, Davis at first base, Machado at third, Hardy at shortstop, and Wieters behind the dish. You knew who was playing every single day. It didn't matter if there was a left-handed pitcher or a right-handed pitcher on the mound. You knew who was going to be out there. And guess what? All those teams had a ton of success. You're not playing Cowser every day. You're not playing Basayo every day. You're not playing Blaze every day because you want to match up against left-handed pitching. And it's like, how are these guys ever going to learn how to hit left-handed pitching if you don't give them the opportunity? Zach, are you there? Because you're frozen on my screen. I got you. I'm not sure if you guys can hear me or not. I don't know if this is mine. It looks like I'm live. I don't know what happened with Zach, but I'm gonna keep going until I'm told that he isn't here. Yeah, I think Zach froze. I don't know what's going on there. But yeah, so you knew who was going to be playing every single day at every single position, day in and day out, and it's gotten to a point now where, one day you could have Blaze playing second base, and the next day Blaze is playing third base, and then the next day Blaze is playing right field, and Leo Taveras could start in center field one day and then be in right field one day. The only guys that are going to be there every day is Ward in left field, Gunnar at shortstop, and Alonso at first base. 3 of your 8 positions, you know who's going to be there day in and day out. To me, that's not a recipe for success. Today's show also brought to you by Glenn Clark Radio. Glenn Clark Radio is on summer vacation, but Glenn and Griffin will be back Tuesday, July 14th. In the meantime, if you missed any of the high-profile interviews the guys have done in recent weeks, check out glennclarkradio.com and find conversations from this week with Ben McDonald, Jim Bowden, Brad Brock, and more in the GCR Week in Review feature at PressBoxOnline.com. It looks like we have Zach back. You there, man? He's there. I can see him moving around this time, but I think that was on. Usually the technical difficulties are on my end. I think it was on your end this time. I can't hear you. I got nothing. Can you hear me? You can hear me, so I think everybody can hear me. Let me I don't know. I don't know what's going on there. It's on your end. Okay. But yeah, so you knew every day who was going to be playing where, and it's just really frustrating to watch this team leave their best players on the bench day in and day out just because of who happens to be on the mound. I will tell you this. The starting rotation, I have been so thrilled with the starting rotation recently. And you look at all five of these guys. Kramer comes off the IL the other day, goes 6 innings, he gives up 1 run. Look at Shane Baz. His last 9 outings, 6 quality starts, 3.18 ERA. Kyle Bradish, his last 10 outings, 6 quality starts, 3.05 ERA. Brandon Young, his last 11 outings, 6 quality starts, 3.16 ERA. Trevor Rogers, his last 6 outings, 3 quality starts, but he had 2 games where he went 5 2/3 innings, allowing 3 earned runs or less. He was now away from a quality start. He's got a 1.77 ERA his last 7 starts, and the start before that, when he came back from having the flu, he took a shutout into the 7th inning before giving up back-to-back 2-run homers. And then again, Dean Kramer, 3.18 ERA through 3 games. Zach, you there? Can we hear you? Nothing yet. The starting rotation has not been the problem. The bullpen hasn't been great. The lineup has been way too inconsistent. I'll tell you right now that the weakest part of this Orioles lineup has been the top 2. It's been basically when you have Taylor Rogers.
There we go.
Yeah, I got you now. You've got Taylor Ward hitting first or second. You've got Gunnar hitting first or second. Sometimes they move Ward down to third. But right now, you've got 2 guys who've got below league average OPS batting in the top 3 in your lineup every single day. Like, I just feel like you've got to make a change there. I was just talking about, Zach, how the rotation has been... I mean, every single starter in at least their last 7 starts has a sub 3.18 ERA.
Yep.
And Dean Kramer has a 3.18 for the year in 3 starts after 6 innings of 1-run ball his last outing, his most recent outing. I mean... Trevor Rogers, 1.77 ERA since the end of May.
Yeah, look, you take Trey Gibson kind of out of it. The starting pitching's been pretty good since July. I mean, Chris Bassett made that 1 start.
It is July. You mean
since June? I'm sorry. But yeah, I mean, since June 1st, I mean, we're talking 6 games for Baz, 6 games for Rogers, 5. Trey Gibson has a 9.5 ERA in his last 5 starts. So that really kind of screws him. Bradish has a 4.55. Obviously, that's going to go down today. Brandon Young, 3.41, which you probably already said. Trevor Rogers, 1.77. And Shane Baz, 3.68. And that's since June 1st. So as a collective team, they're at a 4.2 or 4.12 with Trey Gibson having a 9.58. So they could likely be sitting below a 3.5, maybe even below a 3.3 since June 1st. It's just, I mean, and I'm not saying that Trey Gibson's bad by any means. I think he's going to be what Brandon Young is now, where he's going to take his lumps for the season, kind of figure it out in the offseason and come back next year and be better. But, I mean, it is what it is for right now. But, I mean, all in all, everything kind of is to be shaping a little bit. Of course, we have another injury in the bullpen, 2 of them actually. So that's only going to make things worse. But, and then that falls more on the offense to kind of pick it up. But we're, like you were just talking about, we're still fighting the offense. And I don't know why. Yeah,
it's been really, really troubling. You know, the Taylor Ward that was having great at bats and getting deep into counts and getting on base the first 2 months, he's gone.
Yeah,
that guy's gone. What did you say? Like, I think last show you said that in his last however many games he had 27 walks to 13 strikeouts. I'm sorry, 27 strikeouts to 13 walks. I think for the month of June. I mean, that's not going to cut it. And this guy's hitting top 3 in your lineup every single day. The power, I can't believe. Like, we've been talking about this for 3 months.
Yeah.
Where the hell is the power? How do you hit 36 home runs last year, and then this year through 90 games you've got 5?
Right.
What happened there?
Yeah, I mean, so even look at June. Taylor Ward doesn't even lead the team at walks. Henderson's got more. Henderson's actually. So Henderson's got 17 to only 21 Ks. That's great for him, in my opinion. Ward's got 14 to 32 Ks, and Pete's got 20 to 36. And then Kowser's got 12 to 29. So those ratios, I like those ratios, but their averages are just, outside of Pete, they're poop. I mean, it's like 239 for Gunnar, 254 for Ward, which is fine. And then 220 for Kowser. I mean, the Kowser going to keep playing defense like this. I don't care if he hits 220. That's just me, though. But, I mean, Alonso with a 956 OPS in that time frame. Tyler O'Neill with a 772. But Ward with just a 691. Like, so he's not walking as much, but he's also not driving the ball anywhere. I mean, it's just all singles here. And I'm pretty... I've been hard on Ward all year. I'm not afraid to admit that. I just don't... I think we expected more coming here.
Yeah, 100%.
I don't care. Even the production that we're getting now, the fact that he's on the field and Grayson's not, it's still a win. But you wanted more out of Taylor Ward. But I do think, regardless, if they make it above 500, I'm still shipping Taylor Ward out because I feel like the return on investment is higher than it is to keep him right now. Who do I put there? I'm just going to put Dylan Beavers out there every day and just let him learn.
Yeah, I mean, I'm tired of seeing Leonardo Taveras, one, play every day, and two, bat anywhere but ninth.
Yeah.
I mean, I saw them hit him third one game recently. He's been batting fifth. He's been batting sixth.
Yeah.
He batted seventh against a left-handed pitcher when he hits 190 against left-handed pitching. And I saw somebody put in here that lefties against Lodolo coming in today were hitting like 369 this year. Is that accurate? Somebody put that in the comments here. And while you're doing that, like, if that's the case, like, I just hate this lefty no-hit lefty.
Dude, it's annoying
stuff.
Yeah, 358 going into today's game against lefties, left-handed batters.
Yeah.
With just 5 walks and just 10 Ks in 62 plate appearances. So they had a 926 OPS coming into today's game. Ooh.
And
listen, I'm still no matter what, I'm still hitting Kobe Mayo against a lefty, knowing that stat. But Beaver should have been in there, Basayo should have been in there, Kowser should have been in there, and Holiday should have been in there, and I'm going to take my chance.
Right.
That's just flat out. I'm going to take my chance. I'm going to win and dive with my best 9.
Yeah, and that's the way I feel, man. That's why I was talking about, like, the 97 Orioles and the 2012 to 2016 Buck-led Orioles. Every single day, you knew who was playing where and where they were batting in the order. Right. You just knew. And I know that with analytics and all that the game is transformed, but at the end of the day, man, it's
still baseball.
Baseball is still... Thank you. Baseball is still baseball. You see the ball... leagues, that's what you're going to tell me. You're going to sit here and you're going to spoon feed me that BS that these guys just can't hit left-handed pitching because they're left-handed. I'm just sick and tired of it, man. I wish
I will say, I don't think our guys can hit left-handed pitching because they do the same crap to them in the minor leagues. Yeah, they don't give them opportunities, and it's not like you even see enough left-handed pitching to even warrant that in AA and AAA. Like, they gotta play. They gotta play. And especially like if it's your first 3 years in the big leagues, I don't care what your splits are in the minors. I really don't. I don't care what your splits are in the first 3 years. You're gonna learn and you're gonna get better every year. But if you're constantly sitting, like, even if I don't care if it's streak school ball. I really don't. If you're in there's something to be said about constantly seeing at bats multiple days in a row. Seeing timing, seeing this, seeing arm angles, seeing spin rate, seeing all of it. The minute you sit back down and you don't see it and you got to watch it on an iPad or through that little stupid batting machine that they have, dude, it ruins everything. It ruins every momentum thing and everything you've worked on. It ruins all of it.
Dude, so I want to go back to Taylor Ward for a second here because I was looking at last year compared to this year. Remember when he had 13 doubles like 4 weeks into the season?
Yeah.
He's got 18 for the year, 19 for the year now.
He's not driving the ball at all.
So he's through 90 games this year. He's through 90 games. He's hitting 250 with a 725 OPS, 19 doubles, and 5 home runs. through 90 games.
3 home runs since June, and he's still hitting a below 700 OPS with 3 home runs.
Through 90 games in 2025, he had 20 doubles, and he had 20 home runs.
Yeah.
And he was only hitting 227, but he had a 774 OPS. Mm-hmm. If you told me that I was going to get 227, if you told me right now, hey, Taylor Ward's going to hit 227 the rest of the year, but he's going to hit 20 home runs the rest of the year with a 774 OPS.
I'd take it.
Yes, give me that. The other thing, bat him 7th.
Yep.
Bat him 7th. How much more do we like Taylor Ward right now if he's batting 7th instead of 3rd?
A lot.
I will tell you that I can understand batting him first early, through the first couple months of the year when he was walking all the time, he's getting on base at a 400 and some odd clip. But at this point, what he's doing right now, in what world should he bat 3rd?
Right. They're just hoping and praying he finds it.
And he's batting 3rd every day.
Yeah.
And what drop that man to 7th.
Right.
What they're doing with Taylor Ward, it's drop him to 7th, bat Basayo 3rd every single day. If you want to hit Gunnar leadoff, fine. I'd rather see Gunnar hit 5th until he really starts to get it going. Right. But Blaze had 3 more hits today. Blaze has earned the right to hit 1st or 2nd in this order. Mm-hmm. You give me Blaze leading off, Rutschman 2nd, Basayo 3rd, Alonso 4th, Gunnar 5th, Cowser 6th, Ward 7th. I'm good with that lineup. I am absolutely phenomenal with
I'm
that
almost
lineup.
ready to platoon Taylor Ward. And I don't even like platoons. But I'm sitting here looking at his splits against righties. He's got a 690 OPS. And he's batting 230. 239, sorry. Mm-hmm. You got Dylan Beavers. Look, the guy, he's got 3 home runs against righties and just 15 RBIs and 250 at bats. I mean, that's a sample size if you want one.
We're talking about Taylor Ward and how the Orioles won that trade, but that's because Grayson's hurt.
It's because he just steps on the field.
Yeah, exactly, because he plays every day.
Yeah.
He's been a failure. This has been a failure for Taylor Ward. And when they traded for him, I was so pissed off because I thought he was the only offensive move. I really, seeing how this team had operated to this point, I thought he's their only offensive move. That ain't good enough.
Right.
Can you imagine if they'd only done that? How pissed off we would be right now? Yeah. I mean, the Orioles would have probably 35 wins. And I'm not saying that he's a 5-win player, but if they hadn't got Pete Alonso, there's no chance that they would have more than 35 wins.
Dude, outside of April, he's been kind of bad.
Ward?
I'm looking at May. He hit 182 in May with a 582 OPS. Cool, he had 26 walks. Whatever. June, he hit 250 with the 3 home runs with just a 700 OPS, 702. It's not very good. And July, I mean, we're 13 at bats in right now, but it's got a 580 OPS. So, I mean, he has, in the last 140 at bats, he's got 6 RBIs. Yeah, 6.
Guy who drove in 102 last year.
Yeah. So you go back to May 1st. So we're looking at, what is that, 126 with 152. So we're looking at about 165, 170 at bats, and he's got 12 RBIs. And this guy's hitting 3-hole for you right now.
Yeah, he's got 23 RBIs on the season.
Yeah, and 11 of them came in April.
He's on pace for what? 7 home runs this year? 40 RBI? What happened to this dude?
I don't know. I don't like it.
Yeah, I don't like it either. I do not like it either. I mean, you don't. And overall, look at how bad their outfield is. Yeah. I mean, I
do look. We gave Beavers a little bit of crap earlier this year for struggling, but I would take Dylan Beavers every day in the outfield over Taylor Ward.
Pete Alonso has more. He has to have more home runs by himself than the rest of the Orioles outfielders. Than all the Orioles outfielders.
Oh, I mean, for sure.
Alonso's got what, 18? You've got 13 between Cowser has 9 or 8.
Let's see. As a team, the Orioles outfield has 23. But that's everybody who's played outfield at all this year.
Yeah, I mean, you can take.
But they also have 286 strikeouts.
Yeah, like
that's pretty bad.
Take Blaze out of that. I'm talking about their five now. I'm talking about Ward, Cowser,
so
O'Neill,
Ward,
Beavers,
Cowser,
and Leote.
Beavers, Tavares. Update. They have 18. Yeah, so they're tied with Pete Alonso.
Yeah. Your five outfielders. Your five outfielders on your roster right now have as many home runs as your first baseman.
That's only 4. Who'd you say is 5?
Leote.
So I got Leote, Beavers, Cowser, and Ward.
And O'Neill.
Oh. I didn't even put O'Neill in, sorry. I probably didn't have to be honest with you.
Yeah, I mean he's got 3.
Yeah.
He's got 3.
Yeah, so that'll give him 21 on the year with 296 strikeouts. With a 681 OPS. We got a damn good outfield, boys. We got a damn good outfield.
No. So I want to go back to what you and I were talking about the other day. And do you mind if I kind of put you on blast for a second?
Sure,
yeah. I text Zack as I was on my way to the gym the other day, and I said, I think for whatever reason, I think the Orioles are going to sweep the Reds. And Zack said, I think the Reds are going to sweep the Orioles. And
I did say that.
He said he felt that, and I was like, no, man, I
looked at the pitching matchups, and I was like, there's no way we're beating bad pitchers.
Yeah, and I said, I think the Orioles are going to sweep them. They came this close to getting it done, right? I just had this good feeling about this series. And Zack said to me, look, if they... I was like, I just can't... And I said, I can't give up on this team. And he was like, none of us can. You were like, none of us can, but like... If they were 31 games into the year, that's one thing. They're 87 games in. They are who they are. Yep. And I agreed with you. And then I stopped. And I thought about an instance. Right? And before I get into that, I want to remind everybody today's show is brought to you by County Sports Zone. High school sports season has come to an end, but a reminder that all summer long, find the latest news about coaching changes and previews for football season by visiting countysports.zone. Countysports.zone is proudly sponsored by your local Toyota dealer and buyatoyota.com. And I go back to 2012. And I go back to when Manny Machado debuted. Mm-hmm. Okay? The Orioles when Manny Machado debuted, they were 60-51. They got their doors blown off that game. I think they lost 7 or 8-3, right? But Machado makes his debut. He was talking about
that the other day in an interview.
He makes his debut.
Wei and Chen got blasted.
Yeah, he actually won AL Player of the Week. Mm-hmm. That in playing 4 games. I think he hit 4 home runs, something like that.
Yeah.
But Machado debuts at 19 years old, playing third base. Machado starts at third base, and Mark Reynolds goes over to first base. Orioles third baseman, I think Machado played every game and every inning at third base the rest of the way. Before Machado debuted, Orioles third baseman had 24 errors. They had 5 the rest of the way. Meanwhile, Mark Reynolds played .995 baseball over at first base. The Orioles, when Machado debuted, were 60-51 with a -47 run differential. -47 run differential.
Yeah.
From his debut, and 60-51 is good. It's .541 baseball.
Right.
From his debut on, they went 33-18, which for you math whizzes out there, I got to pull back up. That's .647 baseball. They played .647 baseball from the time a 19-year-old third baseman, 19-year-old career shortstop debuted at third base for them. They went from one of the worst fielding teams in baseball to they had the best defense in baseball the rest of the way, and their run differential was +54. Those final 51 games. So when Zack, when you said to me, they are who they are through 87 games, the Orioles, they had a great first half. They kind of stumbled going into the All-Star break, and then it looked like the wheels were going to come off. And I remember Taylor Teagarden hit a walk-off home run in extra innings against the Tigers. It kind of restarted their engines. They were a good team. They were a phenomenal team after Manny Machado debuted. Right?
They don't have that guy though.
They don't have that guy, but is there a guy?
That guy's Gunnar Henderson, honestly. So if they're going to get going, it's got to be him.
Yeah, that guy's Gunnar Henderson. Can you trade for an outfielder? I was all on board for trading for a third baseman, for trading for Matt Chapman, but he's on the IL right now. I don't know how serious his injury is, but he's on the IL.
If it ain't long, I don't even care.
Yeah, but like, but Blaze is playing a good third base. Blaze is swinging the stick better than he ever has in his career. I'm good with Blaze playing third base every day.
Yeah.
Right? I'm good with that. So now I look at it, and you absolutely need 3 relief pitchers.
Yeah.
If
Yeah,
Helsley,
especially Aiken's down. If they're getting MRIs and evaluating their options, they're done.
yeah, Helsley I think is probably done. I'd be shocked if he doesn't need Tommy John surgery.
Yeah.
I'd be shocked if Keegan Aiken doesn't need Tommy John surgery. And Aiken had allowed 1 earned run his last 12 outings, and people don't talk about that. He allowed 1 earned run his last 12 outings. He was pitching a lot better. Now you're looking at Kittredge, and you're looking at Tyler Wells. The wheels almost came off with him last night. Literally, they were up 8-5. We got home from the fireworks, and I helped my wife get my daughter ready. I sat down to watch the end of the game, and they have the tying run at the plate with nobody out in the ninth inning.
A single and then a walk the next guy. I told my wife,
Yeah.
I was like, "Are you kidding me?"
I'm
at a party and I'm watching, and I'm like, "Are you kidding me right now?" We're all complaining.
I almost turned the game off. I was like, you know what? I have been watching on my phone because we went to the Ironbird Stadium to do their festivities and see the fireworks. And dude, this nasty storm came through there. Mm-hmm. If they did the fireworks, we weren't there for them because I was legitimately trying to figure out how to protect my family because I thought a tornado was coming for sure. That storm was nasty.
Yeah, I was sitting there watching it through the sliding glass window, and I was like, "This is." It was like pushing the door open. I had to lock it.
Dude, we were standing. Everybody's under the concourse, right? Because we were all on the field playing games, stuff like that. You look up and you see this wall of black clouds, and I look at my wife. She's like, "Should we get off the field?" I was like, "Yeah." We got up there just in time. I looked, and it looked like a funnel cloud might form, and we were on the right side of concessions. If you looked over to where the home plate, you played in Aberdeen, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, you look at the home plate concourse, where everybody walks in. All you see is a tunnel of just sideways rain and wind shooting through there. It was crazy.
Wow.
So we had you couldn't see the scoreboard. The scoreboard is right there. You couldn't
I believe
see
it. Yeah.
You couldn't see it. So we didn't stick around for that, but we stayed for 45 minutes after the storm started, hoping things might stop. So I'm watching the Orioles, and I watched them score 5 runs in the 4th inning and go up 8-3 or 8-4, and I'm like, all right, this is cool. Get home.
Yeah.
They almost blow, but they get the win. Long drawn out thing to say. Tyler Wells, I like him as a relief pitcher. I don't like a guy who is in the 2nd percentile for ground ball rate.
Right.
Being my closer. I don't like Kittredge being my setup man. Rico Garcia, the shine has come off of that. Nunez is back, but you can't trust what he's going to do for you. So who do you have? You need 3 relievers, and including a guy that can close for you. And then on top of that, you got to go get an outfielder. I mean, we just talked about the production. What did you say? 296 strikeouts, 21 home runs from your 5 outfielders.
Sub 700 OPS.
Yeah, you've got to go out. If Mike Elias
but
wants
is there
to be
room?
umpire,
That's the question. There's room to take bats away from Leote, but you're paying Tyler O'Neill a lot of money. There's, if you don't trade Taylor Ward, you're not sitting him. And then you're trying to fight between Kowser and Beavers. They're already kind of screwed. I'm completely fine trading Taylor Ward and bringing somebody else in. To be completely honest with you, I think Ward fetches a fairly good arm. I think his market is pretty decent. Where the O's would have to look is, who can I bring in that's going to help beyond just this year? It's not going to be a rental outfielder. Mm-hmm. I think they're going to look for somebody with 1 to 3 years control, which would be probably pretty pricey, but I'm okay with that because it helps your team long term. I don't think there's an everyday outfielder in your system right now either.
Well, all the people not all the people, a lot of people in the comments right now are talking about Hessen Kjerstad, and look,
he's a hitter. Let's be honest. He's a hitter first. He's just like Taylor Ward. Hitter first, defense is you get what you get. But I'm talking a specific every single day outfielder who can do it all. They don't have one. Maybe it's Reed Trimble. Maybe. Bradfield can't stay hurt. Can't stay hurt. He stays hurt. Can't stay healthy right now. So there's no gauge on him whatsoever what you get out of that. I can't think. I mean, Judd Fabian plays a great defense, but you're getting a ton of Ks out of that. He's performed better this year, but I mean, it's tough to tell. I think Fabian has the Kyle Stowers-esque in him, where he could become a really good ball player who already plays pretty good defense. But But again, now, like, do you have the opportunity to sit around and find out? That's Fabian's problem. But I don't know, man. Jake McCarthy, I mean, if he's available, playing really good ball right now, Mickey Moniak plays pretty decent ball. Other than that, though, I mean, I feel like every contender is looking for an outfielder. I think we lost you there. Your audio. You're just silent, that's all. But, I mean, I'll carry it on. I like Heston as a player. I think he's starting to hit the ball better. And he plays Taylor Ward-esque defense, which maybe is good, maybe it's not. I don't know. I just think that, I don't know. They're just too far away to just sit there and hope and pray to find out.
That's the first time in like a month and a half my microphone's cut out. So that's cool. Yeah, and like, look, I'm looking at Enrique Bradfield's stats right now. He's quietly got 15 stolen bases in Norfolk, and he's only been caught stealing twice.
He's hurt again, isn't he?
No, he's playing. He's playing.
He is?
Yeah, he was in the lineup today.
Okay.
He's been in the lineup the last few weeks. He's been in the lineup the last few weeks, I feel like.
Really?
But he's he's only got 33 games. He's only got 33 games under his belt in Norfolk, but 256, 665 OPS. Like, that's not great, but
he's hitting okay in July. I mean, June he hit 300. In July he's hitting 308 right now, which is great. But like you said, it's in how many at bats? 24 here.
But I mean, like,
24. So yeah, 93 at bats.
Am I good with, giving Heston an opportunity in right field and getting rid of O'Neill and getting rid of Leote and bringing up Bradfield to not play every day like Leote does?
Right.
Like, am I good to bring him up and have him be an actual fourth or fifth outfielder? Like, I need more production. We need more production out of the outfield. Somebody said Enrique Bradfield is Rule 5 eligible. Does that make him more or less likely?
He's Rule 5 already?
He can't.
Has it been 5 years?
No, it hasn't been 5. I don't think that's the stipulation.
It was 2023.
Yeah.
So he's got what? It's what? This is year 3, so he's got 2 more years.
Buxton came out of the game as a precaution today. He re-aggravated a hip injury, and I don't see. I mean, the Twins are ahead of the Orioles in the standings. Like, I don't see how. Why are they going to trade Buxton? And
they're not trading anybody, I don't think.
Yeah, I mean, we've been having the same conversation since they fell below 500 in mid-April, right? Like, we've been having the same conversation where they're not getting anything out of their outfield except the occasional Kowser home run and the occasional Taylor Ward walk. They're not getting anything out of them. I think your infield is shored up for the most part. I still would love to see Holiday, like, play every day and get better. I think he takes better at bats now, but, like, he's still only 22 years old, man. I don't know. And somebody had Jim Callis on their show the other day, and Callis was like, "You don't do what this guy did as a hitter in the minor leagues and not become a great player in the big leagues. Like, the bat was too good." I don't know, man. If they're going to be buyers, and like, they can be sellers and not go full rebuild. I see some fans saying the Orioles need to go enter another rebuild.
So he is Rule 5 eligible.
Enrique? Yeah, because I don't think
you only
it's
get
about
4 years when you're 19 or older.
Oh, wow. So he's
Interesting.
I mean, they're going to add him to the 40 man.
He's already on it, I think.
Yeah, so then he can't be Rule 5 eligible if he's already on the 40 man.
If they take him off.
Yeah, so I don't think they're going to take him off.
Yeah.
And that's the other thing is, it's like, if this stays the way it is, where they lose 4, then they win 3, then they lose 4, and then they win 2, and they're 9, 10, 11 games under 500 come the deadline, they have to be sellers.
Yeah.
Right? And at that point, do you then see Kerstad up here playing every day?
I hope so.
Do you
At
see
that point, yeah. I want to see what he can do every day.
And you see Bradfield up here playing every day.
I think maybe they give Fabian a shot before him.
Maybe. But I don't even want to have that conversation because There's too much talent on this team for them to be this bad. That's what I keep coming back to. And like, look, they just played a really good series against the Reds. The loss today was just a baseball loss. It wasn't one.
Yeah.
It wasn't the typical rubber game, or not rubber game, but third game of the series or a Sunday game where you see them make 3 errors in the late innings and lose a game that they had in hand. It's not. It was just a baseball loss today. So, look, they've got what, the Cubs and the Royals coming up before they enter the All-Star break. Like, can you win both those series? Can you go into the All-Star break winning 3 straight series and, having, what would that be, a 7-3 record, or a 7-3 record in July? Can you do that? Why can't you? Why can't you do that? But I don't know. It's also, Wrigley has been a house of horrors for every Orioles team I've ever known.
Yeah.
So I just
Are they in Chicago? Yeah, they are, because they got the Royals at home.
I think so.
Yeah, because I think I'm going to one of the games of the Royals with my work.
Yeah, so like...
Yeah, no, they're home against the Cubs. They're home against the Cubs and the Royals, and then it's the All-Star break.
Okay.
So they got a 6-game homestand here to finish out after starting on Tuesday.
Okay. So get some home cooking. Can you find a way to
Hello Kitty night. How did we not know that?
I mean, we both got daughters, right? You got a daughter,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, when's Hello Kitty night?
Tuesday. They got Hello Kitty night on Tuesday, Women's night on Wednesday, Christian Faith on Thursday, and then it's Reverse Floppy Hat on Friday, hot dog race caps and drone show on Saturday, and then Family Sundays right before the All-Star break.
Yeah, I'm going.
Drone show might be kind of cool.
I'm going to the beach on Friday, so like we can't. That floppy hat looks cool. I'd like to get that reversible. That's like the coolest one I've ever seen him do. I'd like to do that, but we're headed to the beach on Friday, which is no show next Sunday. Zack may do something on his own, but no show, no bat around next Sunday because I'll be on vacation. Would love to take my daughter on Tuesday, but my dad's going to be in town and he's coming over for dinner. So
There you go.
Not able to do that. He lives in Frederick. I mean, not Frederick. He lives in Fenwick down in Delaware, so he never gets to see my daughter. So we're definitely doing that with him. Yeah, man. Like, do you blame them for not doing something sooner?
No, because I don't think. I mean, has there been a trade? Has there been a decent trade in baseball right now?
Mm-mm.
I just don't think people want to get rid of good players this early because literally everybody and their mother was available and in it.
Yeah.
No point.
I mean, the Orioles, they're what, 3.5 games out of a wild card right now, despite the fact that they're 42 and 49? Right? Like, or what are they now? 42 and 49 now. So, like, here's the other thing. How hot is Mike Elias' seat? If the Orioles... Like if they
want to put it in percentage or what?
If there's, just hear me on this. If they're sellers at the deadline, right? If they're sellers at the deadline,
I think he's fired right after that.
Then do you let him handle the deadline?
Yeah.
And why would you let somebody who's got to know he's on the way out?
I don't think there's another single person, except maybe Mike Snyder, that would be capable of doing it.
See, and that's the thing. I don't think he gets fired in season. I
typically don't either, but you admit failure 2 years in a row and sell, I do not need your services anymore.
Yeah. Especially after all the money that was spent.
Are you talking what, close to 250, 260 million since two years now?
Yeah. Like all the money that you spent a $250 million and you're selling 2 years in a row after your team wins 192 games.
Right.
In 2 years,
I don't
then
need
you
those
become
services
sellers
anymore. Now, from what I've heard, agents absolutely love Mike Snyder. So maybe he can do it, but like I don't know. He's the only predate Mike Elias guy left in the org. I don't know if he would be capable of running a draft, but if you sell, I don't need that.
So let's talk about it on an oven dial, right? You've got high,
degrees,
medium, low on your oven dial. I think it's got to be
broil right now.
I think he's got to be almost up to high. I think he's got to be 2/3 of the way to high.
You're a medium broil right now, brother.
Like, it's unacceptable. It's unacceptable to be this bad. Now, look, you can go back and
he's done a lot of great things. I'm not going to sit here and trash him. He's done some really good things for this organization. But like you literally just said it, when you lose 2 years in a row and you sell 2 years in a row, there's no coming back from that. Like no one gets past that for a World Series aspiration team. You spend that much money. It'd be inexcusable in my opinion.
And then here's the other thing. Like, who are you? If you're selling, like, look, the starting pitching market is really good this coming off season. It's really good. There's a lot
good for everybody
of guys.
else. Do you think those guys want to come here?
Yeah, that's.
We haven't convinced anybody to want to come here.
Now,
granted, I mean, when you look at what we've had here, name-wise, and how they've performed in certain takes, maybe you're like, hey, like I see something here that I like, and maybe I want to be a part of. But like for the most part, like nobody else has wanted to take that opportunity. It's always been old guys,
right? Well, here's the other thing. And somebody said, I think Elias signed a big extension just a year ago, and ownership doesn't want to eat it. Bad decision.
I don't think it was an extension. It was just a promotion.
Yeah. So if he was
They're all
promoted,
basically like 1-year deals.
If he was promoted, does he stay on?
No.
No. He needed to hire a GM last offseason.
The GM could have been the scapegoat right now.
Yeah. He needed to hire a GM, and he didn't get it done. And then he went after Ranger Suarez. That's a big swing and a miss on Suarez.
I think the bigger swing and miss was Schwarber. Like that was their number one target.
Yeah,
and they tried, and they were close. But then they put all their eggs in the Suarez basket, and I think they thought they had it in the bag, and they were really damn close, and didn't work out. They got rug pulled twice. 16
starts, 2.94 ERA. The Framber Valdez has been very mid. He's got like a 4.20 ERA.
Yeah.
This year, you're not giving that guy $33 million a year. Like,
no, we talked about that. He wasn't better than what we had.
Yeah, and so then like the Schwarber thing. Yeah, Schwarber's got 30 home runs this year, and he's a team leader and all that. But then like, who's playing first base for you every day? And
I think Schwarber would probably just DH and maybe play the left field once in a while.
Right, he'd be DHing, but then what are you doing with Basayo and Rutschman? Are one of those guys playing first base when they're not catching?
Maybe.
Like Schwarber, I get that with a bat like Schwarber, you're like, we'll figure it out.
Yeah.
Right, but I don't know that Schwarber instead of Alonso has this team that much better.
No, they wanted both.
They
wanted both. But like Kim said, I mean, Schwarber was never coming here, but they made it a really aggressive offer, and they got deep into the stage, deeper than we've ever seen them get before on a big-time player. And I think it brought excitement level up, and then you landed Alonso, and then it it was like, excuse my French, holy crap, we finally did it. Like, that was the moment. We finally did it, you know?
You said, excuse me.
I was going to say it, and I was like, no.
Holy shnikes.
Holy crap, we finally did it, right? Like, that was, we finally got over the hump that we've been saying that we couldn't do for so long. And then it was like, all right, like, let's keep it rolling. Let's go get the arm. And I really think that they thought that they had Ranger in the bag, and it bit them. Lesson learned, I think, right? Because they never treaded those waters before where they had the money to go and play with the big fish. Just never treaded. It was the first time for them. And it didn't work out. And I don't 1,000% blame them because you've never been played before. Like you didn't know how that kind of stuff works. Now it sucks that they didn't get it done. Don't get me wrong. I'm not making an excuse to not get it done. But they got played. Like that's just how free agents is, and a lesson learned kind of thing. And it's a good lesson for everybody to learn. That it's getting pretty close and into the front office scheme of things. But he's done some good things here, but I'm not making an excuse. You're on level high for me if you're selling again. I don't think there's any way around it.
if you're not out getting the latest issue of Press Box, which is available now, I'm not making excuses for you either. On the cover, Dave LaMonaco profiles how Orioles play-by-play broadcaster Kevin Brown became an amiable mainstay in Baltimore and one of the top voices in all of baseball. Also inside, Antonio Barbera looks at whether the championship window is narrowing for the Ravens veteran core. And it's our special travel issue with a look at sports tourism options for you and your family around Maryland this summer. Be on the lookout for the new print issue for free at your Baltimore area High's Dairy stores, and also read it at PressBoxOnline.com. So what does buying look like for the Orioles? Because
I think you got to buy for the future.
Well, I think you got to buy for now and for the future, right? And
you're buying the Shane Bozes.
And so, like,
somebody who helps you, maybe, and I'll even throw Trevor Rogers into that, because I think we all understood that he wasn't ready to help us then, but we were there now, waiting for the future to help, and he did last year. I think you look for that type of trade again, the Shane Boz, the Trevor Rogers, who needs to come in and get their feet wet, but 2027 makes you a better ball player. Now, maybe you consider that selling. I'm not sure, because you are selling people. I think it's buying, because you're probably selling prospects to buy that player. Whatever line you want to call it, I don't care. But I am selling Taylor Ward, I think. But buying-wise, I want to go and get a controllable outfielder at this point with multi-year control. Maybe another starter, if not a bullpen armor too. Guys that I can trust that have long control. And the Silseth that you said, I would love to get him. I think it's going to take a lot.
He says Silseth. I mentioned Silseth to Zach in a text message a couple of days ago. Zach and I talked about
ball
baseball
player
throughout the week.
Yeah, good ball player, but it would cost a lot. But I mean, there's other guys around the league, same kind of situation, that would take a lot, but I think they help the ball club long term. And then if you brought in two of these guys that help you long term, right, and then you allow Anthony Nunez to kind of pitch in maybe the spots that he should be, instead of pitching in the spots that he is, right, allows his growth and development to get better, along with still trying to win this year, right? Because you're still bringing in talent, but you're bringing in talent that still needs to kind of get their feet wet. I don't think you bring in a Buxton or Joe Ryan, mainly because Ryan, I think, he's got a mutual option, and I don't think he's going to mutually agree to the contract number that it is. So he's going to be a rental.
I think Glenn posted the other day that it's a mutual option, but no matter what, he's under team control through next year.
If he backs out of it, I don't believe.
I mean, Glenn said that he looked into it, and no matter what,
because it's just a buyout. Like if he denies it, it's $100,000 buyout. So they would just send him on his way, which I don't think they would do.
Yeah.
But I'm looking at Spot Rack right now, and I don't think. I mean, mutual's mutual, but actually, you know what? Let me check. Let me check the actual part of Spot Rack here. Let me see. Where would it be?
While you're doing that, do you think that now, like, I don't know that this team going out and getting, I don't think starting pitching is their biggest need anymore.
No, but I would still maybe bring one in, because think about it next year. Who's leaving? Trevor Rogers right now is a free agent. Zach Eflin's a free agent. Chris Bassett's a free agent. I already said Trevor Rogers. So
Dean
you
Kramer's
have
in his final year next year of team.
Right, so you have Kramer, Trey Gibson, Brandon Young, and Kyle Bradish that are on your, and Cave Povich. Shane Boz. I'd be looking to bring in somebody just for comfort.
Do you think that extension talks could be back on the table with Trevor Rogers? Loves pitching in San Juan Basayo, loves pitching for the Orioles, wants to be here. And his last 7 starts, he looks like the dude that was pitching for him last year.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
So, like...
Should be.
Yeah.
I don't think you have to overpay him. Let me see what his market value is. Because it's going to fluctuate all year, but I think he takes a respectable value contract here.
Yeah, I mean, if you could get Trevor Rogers... I'm thinking 12
Spot
to 15
Rack says
million.
4 for $84.
$21 million a year.
I think you do that in a heartbeat. $21 million for a good left-handed starter. Not
Yeah.
great, but good. I think
Yeah.
is a hell of a deal.
Yeah,
I'd do that right now.
If he keeps doing what he's done his last 7-8 starts the rest of the year,
Yeah.
like that's 2 years in a row where he's been really good more often than he's been bad.
So he's being compared, and this is just stat comparisons on Spot Rack to Eddie Rodriguez, David Peterson, Shane Baz, and Michael King. In terms of salaries too. Mm-hmm. So I mean, the base calculated data based off of them, because King went for 3 for 75, Shane for 5 for 68, Peterson 1 for 8, and Eddie 4 for 80. So base calculated value has Rodgers at 4 for 77 at 19 a year. I think 21 obviously gets it done. 19 was probably closer to what he is. And then how old will Rodgers be?
Hey, I think he's 27 right now.
28 right now, turning 29 in November. So we would say 29 when he signed. So Michael King signed at 30, David Peterson signed when he was 30, and Eddie Rodriguez signed when he was 30. So, I mean, you look at the averages of that base value of those guys, they're 57.5 value, average salary at 16. I would say that Trevor Rodgers at his best is better than those by a long shot. I think 21's pretty fair. Pretty fair for a quality left-handed starter.
You get a quality left-handed starter who's should be just entering his prime, really, 28, 29 years old, 4 for 84. I don't hate
4 for 85 right now.
Yeah, I don't hate that at all. I don't, and it's one less thing you have to worry about, right? So and he's already here. You get those extensions.
Yeah, because now you're looking again at Bradish, Rodgers, Baz, and
Kramer,
Brandon Young, and Kramer for one more year with Trey Gibson now kind of taking over that spot. You still have Cade Povich, who's potentially maybe getting better. At least you have more depth. I would still bring in one more, just one more.
And that's the thing is, as good as
unless
Brandon
you plan
Young's
on
been,
extending Dean Kramer, I would bring in one more with control.
If as good as Brandon Young's been, say the Orioles go on this magical run here and they somehow get to 84 wins and get that final wild card spot.
That's a good point by Joe, Baltimore Joe. 21's a qualifying offer. I think it's 22. But if I think the Orioles submit that, and I think he would take it.
So
I don't think they let him walk out the door is what I'm saying. I think they would easily give him a qualifying offer.
I think so too. I think regardless, Trevor Rodgers is here next year.
Yeah.
I think, and I don't think that he gets traded at this deadline because I think Mike Elias plans on as long as they don't fall 7-8 games out of the wild card spot. I think he plans on being a buyer, and I think Taylor Ward is probably the most tradable guy on your roster right now that you're willing to get rid of. Here's the other thing: is when Cade Povich comes back, do you put him in your bullpen?
I would love to, and a couple of people have asked me about that. I think Cade would be a great bullpen arm, and he would really help the team right now, especially if Aiken goes down. But with how many starting pitching injuries that you have, you don't want to allow him to not have those innings built up and then not have a guy available. Because if it's not him, then I couldn't even tell you the next name that would have to come up and eat some innings for you. So I'd have no idea.
If this is assuming that, because do you want Brandon Young starting a playoff game for you? Be honest. He's been a
Probably
great
not.
story, but you want him starting a playoff game?
Yeah, probably not.
I don't.
I would hope it'd be Rodgers or Bradish.
Right. Do you trust Shane Baz starting a playoff game for you? I mean, yeah, he'll be one of your 3 or 4 starters right now, but do you really trust him? With that 6+ ERA in the first inning. Dean Kramer. So, do you have Povich and Trey Gibson and Chris Bassett because he had that bone spur?
Chris Bassett may have to go to the bullpen just by default.
Yeah, I mean, do you get better from within by having those guys who are can get big league hitters out?
Do we think Bassett even comes back this year?
I think so.
You think so?
I think
what makes me nervous is when they said this isn't a baseball injury, and we have no timetable because nobody else has ever had this injury before to really base that off of, and I'm just like, oh, cool.
Nice he did say that he already feels better.
Oh, I mean, sure. I mean, you're
know?
always going to say that.
So
a guy can have
but-
Tommy John, and then next day be like, "Oh, I feel great."
Does this back injury continue to happen to other people, and all of a sudden it's called, our guy just had to have Chris Bassett surgery?
Right.
You
Yeah,
know?
that's what makes me nervous. And he's just like, I have no timetable. I'm like, oh, great, cool. We'll see you in September.
Because they have no idea maybe it's something that takes 3 weeks. You know?
It's just
And
scary to hear considering the Orioles.
And here's the other thing, and I don't want to get my hopes up about it. Felix Bautista. He's throwing bullpens, right? Probably going on a rehab assignment. I would imagine. Let's see.
I'd be
He begins
shocked. Shocked
2
if he
weeks
ever
ago.
throws a ball
He's
over
ready
95.
for. Let's see. Orioles cannot allow Felix Bautista dreams to make them passive at the trade line. He's on the throwing program. He's ready for mound work as of 2 weeks ago. If he comes back, let's say that he comes back and he's throwing 95, right? So obviously he's not going to be your closer anymore. Can he come back throwing 95 with that splitter as well and get big league hitters out?
No.
You don't think so?
No.
Okay. And that's the thing.
Look at Paul Skeens right now. Paul Skeens and Felix Bautista both have a dead flat fastball. Mm-hmm. Paul's dropped down below 100 miles an hour, and he's sitting, 97, 98, and he's getting hit around. You got to have movement on the ball. And Bautista doesn't. He throws it dead straight, and you throw a dead straight fastball at 95, you can kiss that thing going about 500 feet. This isn't the 90s anymore where 95 kind of makes people look silly. No, 95 is like 92 back in the day. Like, guys can hit it. These are big league hitters. They can hit it. Splitter's devastating, but I don't know. I just don't think at 95.
Do you see this comment to me?
I think he's had a few. I wouldn't. Mess with it.
All right. All right.
Because a couple up, he's a good another one. But I just don't know, man. I'd love to see him throw 96, 97. Coming off Tommy John, and then you have a shoulder surgery too, and you're trying to rehab both. It's gonna be tough, man. It's gonna be tough.
I don't know, man. I'm just trying to think outside the box here because I mean,
Tyler Wells is down to 92, and it's kind of working well. I'm saying that with asterisks, maybe.
Yeah. I don't know.
But I feel like Tyler moves the ball a little bit.
Yeah. I don't know, man. It's just I don't know what reliever is going to be available. Like, you look at there's like 5 teams that are definitely out of it. Like 5 teams are definitely out of it right now. You're looking at the Royals, the Angels, the Rockies, the Giants, and I think there is one other team that I can't remember off the top of my head. And there's some good pitchers on those guys, but everybody and their brother is going to be calling them, trying to get their relief pitchers, right? So, like, maybe you get one, maybe you get 2 relievers. Do you look for an internal bump from some of these guys? And is Felix Bautista? You and I both agreed when we heard that he completely tore his labrum and his rotator cuff. His career is done, right? So I
just find it hard. I really do.
I don't know how you come back from that.
Yeah.
I
the same way.
I don't know how you come back from that. But I'm also like, what other options do they have right now? I don't think that they need another starting pitcher. I think that they do if they want to have somebody, if they actually want to try and win some ball games. Like, if you're cool just making the playoffs, all right. If you want to actually like win some ball games and win a series in the playoffs, you're going to need another starting pitcher, like a legit top of the rotation guy. Yeah. So, and somebody who's preferably under team control. I mean, I don't know what that looks like, but I think their biggest need right now is outfield help and relief pitching help. And you need a closer. Like somebody said on here, It's Nichols said, I like Tyler as closer. I think he's got some fight and passion in him that I like. I like his passion and all that, but like he doesn't. A guy who tops out mid 90s with his fastball and has who's in the second percentile for ground ball rate, does not inspire confidence in me for my closing pitcher. And
yeah, I'm looking at I'm looking at what's available, and maybe Hans Kraus. I'm not seeing him. I'm not sitting here saying that I'm excited. I can tell you that.
And I'll tell you right now, half these guys, I don't even know who the hell they are. I don't know who the hell
Hans used
is.
to pitch for the Angels, I believe. And he's decent, but he can't stay healthy at all. And he was hurt already at some point this year, but his slider's really freaking good. He uses it like 60% of the time. But he does throw 95 with a sinker at least. The prospect savant page looks pretty good, but he's just come back. Hasn't thrown a whole lot of pitches. But other than him, like they don't have anyone else that throws hard. I'm going to butcher this name here, but Yaqui Rivera, he's loved by a lot of like outside sources. They say his arm is ridiculous, but he only throws 95. But he actually can control the sinker, the four seam, the slider, changeup, and curveball. So at least he gives you a different look out of the bullpen, and I do think we see him at some point here shortly because the percentiles look great for him in AAA right now. He's sitting like 75% percentile or higher in pretty much everything on Prospect Savant, except for strike percent. He's only thrown about 58% strikes, but I mean he's almost 30 innings this year. He's got a 2.2 ERA with a 2.10 batting average against him with just one home run with 36 Ks. He's got 18 walks though, so they don't have enough in AAA. That makes me excited. So, yeah, you got to go out and you're going to have to get rid of a prospect that you don't want to bring in something.
Do the Orioles have enough to bring in, enough to trade to bring in legitimate
I do think
players?
so because
you think so?
Your single A is freaking loaded. Loaded.
Yeah. I'm just looking at this team, and it's like what we said earlier in the show. We can't give up on them because we don't have it in us to. Right? Like,
Right.
I tell people, like, if I didn't have a show to do, I'd probably be watching less. That's not true.
Yeah.
That dude has no idea who I am. He played in the same league as me, but he has no idea.
David
I do know
Tessick
that
was my agent.
he hit on my sister back in the day when she was a bartender.
He
at
was
his
my agent
local
with Beverly
water-
Hills Sports Council.
Oh yeah. Yeah, like we can't give up on them because we don't have it in us to. But I mean, like if we want to be honest with ourselves, like why are we even having this conversation? I mean, it's what we're supposed to do, but
Yeah.
nothing about what they've done this year suggests that they're going to turn this thing around.
Yeah.
But we have to again. And I don't know who's to blame. Ultimately, it's the players, right? Ultimately, it's the players for underperforming. I just don't. It doesn't make sense to me that they're as bad as they are. Aside from the fact that you did nothing to address your bullpen, outside of Ryan Helsley, and he's
I think we just lost Paul
two-thirds
there.
of the year
There we
at
go.
this point. I don't know. I don't know what they're going to be able to do. I know that Mike Elias has his work cut out for him to try and get this team back into contention. Because if he doesn't, flat out, the only I'd like to believe, and it's not that I'm necessarily like trying to call for somebody's job or anything like that, but like I'd like to believe that ownership would say, look, we've been through three managers at this point, and nothing's gotten better.
Yeah.
What's the common denominator here? And we can't. You're the guy who's supposed to bring in the right players, and obviously you haven't done that yet.
We tried a lot of different players.
Exactly.
And look, he's hit on some. I mean, Jeremiah Jackson, I would say he's a good big league ball player. I'm not going to say great. I'm not going to say he deserves to be starting every night. But I think he's a quality enough player to hang on a 26-man roster, right? He brought him in for pennies. Great to see. Ryan O'Hearn brought him in for pennies.
Blaze.
Blaze Alexander, honestly, I was pissed about the trade because, as you can tell, we need bullpen help. But that worked out. And
100%.
so he's brought in a lot of different players to try. I mean, think about like who the hell was John? Is it not D Johnson? Who the hell was D Johnson? Just last year, played outfield, center field. They tried him. They tried the other center fielder. Like they tried so many different guys. Like even if it was just for, a week spurt, right? Because you need guys to get through a season sometimes. 13 catchers or something last year, something stupid. Like they've tried and tried and tried, and I give them credit for that. But just your core has been the problem.
Yeah,
For 2
I
years.
mean,
And I hate to
and-
say problem, but like they're the reason why they're not achieving like we think they should be.
well, here's Daniel Johnson.
Daniel
Adit
Johnson,
said
yeah.
Daniel Johnson. So look at. I mean, Troy Johnson said Albert Suarez. He's been so much
that was
better.
a great find. Great
He's
find.
been so much better than we anticipated him being this year. You look at
And even early on, honestly, like Ciano Perez was a great find early.
Joey Crable, Austin Voth.
Yeah.
You know, like look at those guys. Look at Gunnar, and I know we've been crapping on Gunnar a lot especially recently. Gunnar went 1 for 5 last night.
Yeah.
You almost blew that game. Gunnar went 0 for 4 with a sac fly today. That sac fly, yeah, he drove in that run in the 9th inning, but if he gets a base hit there,
Ties
the Orioles may win that ball game.
Yeah.
They may win that ball game, but like Gunnar, is Gunnar ever going to be the guy? Is he ever going to be the guy? Because you look at 2023 when he was a rookie, and you had Adley, you had Santander there. Same thing in 2024. You had Adley, you had Santander. Now you've got Alonso here. Is Gunnar ever going to be the guy, or is Gunnar the guy who should Gunnar try to be more like a Nick Markakis?
Yeah.
Should he take a back seat?
Everybody should be.
well, right, but I mean, like Nick Markakis was a really good baseball player who had no problem taking a back seat to Adam Jones.
Yeah.
Right? Should Gunnar stop trying to be the face of a franchise and be that guy that's just quietly really freaking good? But
I wouldn't complain.
He's not the guy. You know, and the way he started, I thought for sure he was hitting 35, 40 home runs. Is he going to get to 30? This year, is he going to get to 25?
Not
I mean,
sure.
that home run bet has really, really slowed down.
Yeah.
Everything about his bat has slowed down. He's not
But the
striking
problem
out
is
as much, but
it's not just him. Like I'm looking at right now runners in scoring position in the 7th, 8th, and 9th inning in June and July, and as a team they're hitting 205, which is 21st. And for RBIs, they're 19th with just 24. God, the Mets have 14 RBIs late in games. No wonder they stink.
this is a great point here from Justin Arnold. There are GMs right now sitting on the sidelines who know exactly where Mike Elias went wrong and are chomping at the bit to get their hands on this roster and David's checkbook. No rebuilding. I agree, no rebuilding.
Yeah, that's a good point.
I think this is an excellent point. I think that there are plenty of GMs out there that know exactly how to turn this Orioles team around.
Yeah.
I also think that there's a couple of managers out there that know how to turn this team. You will never convince me that Buck Showalter wouldn't have this team in better shape right now.
I'll never agree with that, but
I mean, you look at what Buck did. I mean, he went to the Mets his first year with the Mets. They won 100 games. I get their payroll was stupid high, but like, have they sniffed 90 wins since then?
I just think the Mets they're like the Orioles. They're a little dysfunctional right now.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm a firm believer in Buck Showalter, and I think that his in-game management, his regular season management, I think he gets gets every last drop of juice out of every player that he's got. And I
need
don't
October. I'll never forgive him for that. I just won't. I don't know why.
Yeah,
it was literally laid up in your lap, and all you had to do was make the right call, and you went to a ball to Jimenez.
Yeah,
I'm never gonna let you live that down.
See, I remember that, but I also remember 33 and 22 to end 2010, and I remember 93 wins in 2012, and I remember more wins than any team in the American League from 2012 to 2016.
Which is crazy because he only had 4 winning seasons here.
Yeah, but I mean, did he really?
Yeah.
12, 13. 14,
I don't count the year they went
right.
500, but
he was here for 8 or 9 years. And he only had 4 winning seasons.
Technically 9, but he had like that second half or that last half of the season, the first year. I don't really count that one.
33 and 22, like the last third of the year.
Yeah, I'm not putting that on anybody's record. Because if it was
I
a losing thing, like it makes it bad against him, right? Like, but out of 8 years, he only won more than 500. So he was what 4-3-1 as far as going 500 or better. So
yeah.
over 500 4 times, under it 3 times, and then at 500 once. But
Yeah, and they needed
like,
a 5-game winning
outside
streak
of
that in the
Manny
year.
and Scope, like, did they develop anybody at all under Buck? Like, Chris Tillman got better, but
Tillman
I
got
guess he got
better.
better, yeah.
I mean, they didn't
Could
develop.
could you remember like any other young prospect that came up during that time frame?
No,
Caleb
I mean,
Joseph, maybe.
They,
That was supposed to be the guy. Remember?
Caleb Joseph.
Yeah, remember he was a high prospect.
I don't know that he was ever supposed to be the guy. I
No,
thought
I'm
he
just
was
saying
fine.
in general. Like he demolished the ball in the minor leagues.
Do you remember that one year that he had no home runs and no RBIs,
Yeah,
which was just absolutely nuts?
yeah.
I mean, they drafted like Ryan Mountcastle, and they drafted DL Hall and Grayson Rodriguez with Buck here.
I'm not even
but-
like saying like I mean I don't think Buck had too much input on that, but like
Yeah,
did they
probably
develop
not.
anybody while he was here?
Did the Orioles develop anybody? Period.
Mancini. Okay, you can give him Mancini. I think that's a great one.
Since like, I mean, who was the last? They didn't develop Adam Jones. They traded for him.
Right.
I mean, it was
They developed Markakis.
They developed Markakis. They developed Brian Roberts.
Yep.
But then every other great player that you can think of before and then after Buck was traded for or signed as a free agent. I mean, really,
A
you
decent
could
Zach Britton, but he was a failed starter.
yeah, but I mean, Andrew Miller was a failed starter and was one of the best relievers of all
You
time.
want to talk about Andrew Miller? I can give you some Andrew Miller stories. Holy crap! We're talking
They-
like I'm fresh out. Like never really seen guys throw too hard before coming out of Maryland. You know, Maryland Junior College. I get down there and Andrew Miller can't throw a freaking strike. He was bouncing balls 44 feet maybe.
Matt
Like
Wieters is
to
a
the
good
point
one.
to the point where I was like I didn't even want to catch him, and I'm just a newbie. Like he was so freaking bad. He was terrible. And then when he could throw a strike, he was getting hit about 900 feet by like dudes who maybe lasted 3 weeks. Like it
Where
was
were you? Where were you catching Andrew Miller?
the Marlins.
Okay.
He was bad. Like he was bad, and he didn't get good. I think until he hit Boston. I mean, Boston. I feel
Yeah.
like just fixes everything. But I would put Boston up there pretty close with Tampa Bay as far as fixing pitching.
Man, when they traded for Andrew Miller, I was okay giving up at work because
Yeah.
that told me like what
They
did
were
the
going for
Orioles
it.
need? Like they were going for it.
We could put Eddie Rodriguez in there. They developed him. We
Yeah,
could put that in there.
I thought Matt Wieters was a great one. They developed Matt
He was
Wieters.
drafted what 10?
He was a
See,
he was
here-
drafted.
here's the thing though. So Matt,
2007.
he was a what? One of one. He wasn't one of one.
He was like 1-3.
1-3, right? So I don't count him and Machado because those were can't miss players. Like it didn't matter what org they were going to, they were making the big leagues. They were can't miss players. Like they weren't
Yeah.
guys that like, you know, second, third, fourth, fifth rounders that had talent, but you know they weren't developed players.
And
Scope
Buck-
being a Latin player is a developed player for me.
Buck wasn't here when they drafted Wieters.
Right.
And Buck got here a month or two after they drafted Machado.
Yeah,
You know, so
yeah.
like
'Cause Machado and I were together in Aberdeen,
yeah.
and Buck started coming out a lot.
Yeah, I'm always a bit. Brian Mattis was, I mean, failed starter who was a decent lefty specialist, but no, but I mean, like you go look back at the Orioles since the 1990s, and how many draft picks they missed on, and how many you could probably count on two hands. How many
Remember when
guys they
Brandon
developed.
Fahey was the top prospect?
I remember when he came up and he hit like 300 his first month, and
Yeah.
dude, and he was like 5'10", 137
Yeah.
pounds, soaking wet, and it's just like, who is this guy? And he's getting 2-3 hits every. You know who I remember? And he wasn't drafted, but the Orioles picked him up in 2004. David Newhan.
Dude knew, yes.
David
Yes.
Newhan in
He was a grinder.
2004. He was just like that dude, man. He had like
Yeah.
he had well over 300 in 2004 for them. That 2004 team, man, they could swing it. They
Yeah.
couldn't pitch worth a lick, but man, they hit.
Yeah.
They could absolutely hit. But look, there's a lot that has to happen at this deadline. I don't think that Mike Elias has a choice but to be a buyer and try and turn this thing around because his job depends on it.
Yeah.
I think he is. Kevin Gossman It turned out to be a solid starter. He had a
Do we
big
get
role.
credit for that? Like,
Yeah,
he's
I mean,
okay here.
he had a big. I mean, he was really good. He made 20 starts in 2014 with like a 3.5 ERA.
Yeah.
You know, Kevin Gossman was a good one for sure. Jake Arrieta. Jake Arrieta was a good one. He should have been so much better here. I had no doubts that when they moved him, when they traded him to Chicago, he was going to be a stud in Chicago.
I used to hear so many rumors about him.
See, yeah,
I'm sure a lot of people have heard the same rumors, but like just about how he just shit didn't stink. And he was gonna let everybody in the whole dugout know about it.
I get that about him.
Yeah.
I 100% get that about him. Oh, look, we gotta get out of here. We're approaching 10 o'clock here.
Damn,
Look, we know what the Orioles have to do. They have to go out. They have to get relief pitching. They have to find a solid, everyday, good hitting outfielder, and they've just got to add to this pitching staff, and they've got to figure out what to do with this lineup. And I think that it starts with moving Ward and Henderson out of the top three in the lineup. But I don't think they're ever going to do that either. So today's show has been brought to you by Leading Edge Auto Body. Your car is more than just a ride; it's an investment. Leading Edge Auto Body in Mount Washington. Customer satisfaction comes first. Their team holds the highest honors in the industry, including ASE Master, iCar Platinum, and specialized aluminum certifications. And they make it easy with free towing, pickup, and delivery. Find out more at leadingedautobody.com. Anything you want to add before we get out of here?
I know I said they broke me this week. I mean, obviously we're still here. My expectations are tempered a little bit, but it's right in front of them. Nice 6-game homestand. Go 5-1 or something. Something to get us a little bit excited. Might as well, right? You know, pull us right on back in, right on cue. I'm all for it. I don't care. Do it. Yeah. Let's just have a good week of baseball. Finish it out strong. Get a little bit of rest at the break here, and then we'll figure it all out after that.
Yeah, go 5-1. The rest of this, the next two series heading into the All-Star break. One, you're going into the All-Star break with momentum. You get a little bit of rest there, and I mean you're probably back within the game of the wild card. You go 5-1.
If I'm Gunnar Henderson, I'm going home. I'm going back to Alabama, and I'm just gonna hang out with my family. I'm gonna take my wife with me. Hang out with mom and dad. I'm going to go back. I'm going to hit in that little cage that he paid for with his signing bonus. You know, have dad throwing BP again and just go back to just remember the baseball was fun and then come back in the second half and just ready to rock and roll.
Yeah.
But I'm going home to Alabama to do it. There's no better place. Get back into the cage with your dad and it's just you and dad again figuring out that whole swing and just go have a good time.
Got to do something. Because what's been happening to this point has been unacceptable, and I think he's one of the main reasons that they aren't better.
Yeah.
You know.
Yep.
All right, that's
they fix him, like you said earlier, with Machado. If they fix Gunnar Henderson, I shouldn't say sky's the limit, but something funky could happen, and we'd be right here for it.
100%. Again, if you're just tuning in for whatever reason, show's over. I don't know why you're just tuning in now, but no show next week. I'll be on vacation. Zach, if he does something, it won't be through the bat around, but Zach's always going live whenever he feels like it. So
yeah, they have a game Sunday, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
It's an early game. Yeah, maybe. Yeah, I'll figure something out.
Yeah. So see you in 2 weeks.